And now, leading us off tonight, we have a young scholar with a very interesting project, to say the least.
She's put herself in situations most of us would try to avoid, but hey, she found some inspiration out of it.
So please join me in giving a warm welcome to our lovely first presenter, Miss Sade Young.
San Diego, California, home of the country's most unique architecture, beachfront views, and sunny skies. We view this city as the postcard model for what California is like. But what lies behind it all? Behind the same building resides a small civilization of homeless individuals working together as a community to help one another. This part of town is never shown in the travel brochures. Around the city, you can find construction sites for new infrastructure, but have people struggling to make a living just down the street. How is it that we can constantly fund to expand our city before helping our fellow man? With that, I decided to create a piece on the issue of homelessness in America. The project reflects on the irony of living in a town as progressive as San Diego, but plagued with ignorance towards this large community. Homeless individuals are treated as a completely different species and speculated instead of helped. The population of poverty in this country is only increasing, and in order to assess it, we need to be able to fully understand it first. I took that position as an artist to help raise awareness and inform individuals on how they can contribute to solving the problem. Given my interest in film and photography, I have a natural desire to capture stories. I decided to interview and take photographs of homeless individuals to paint a better picture of how they're seen in society. I also incorporated this concept of color psychology into my project. My belief is that every individual resonates with a certain color that is reflective of their personality and aura. For example, my color is red because it symbolizes passion, determination, and leadership. These qualities reside in me so vividly because of past experience. Growing up, I was surrounded by people who were extensively unhappy with themselves and their lifestyles, causing me to fear that predicament for myself. In order to overcome these concerns, I have learned to become more positive and ambitious with my interests. The mere question of what is your color can evoke so many emotions and thoughts, which is so fascinating to me. When drafting this project, I wanted to avoid mediocrity and ensure that the people I study feel as comfortable as possible, to make sure that I have created a conversation, not an interrogation. In psychology, we learn about cognitive therapy. This study states that thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are all connected, meaning that the only way to overcome adversity is to change your overall thought process. I wanted to promote a sense of self-actualization to these individuals, to hear their story and give them positive reinforcement, encouraging them to be hopeful regardless of their situation. The project is titled Live in Color because it showcases the colorful complexities of the human condition. With the resources from the photography department here at school, I was able to check out equipment and set up my own studio at a local homeless shelter. Bread of Life is an organization in Oceanside which caters to people in need who have sworn to taking sobriety in return for help. Now, initially I was scared because I thought that nobody would be interested in taking part of my project. Having your picture taken and being psychoanalyzed by some random girl isn't something that people would normally be compliant to do. But surprisingly, a lot of individuals volunteered. It was so fascinating to hear everyone's stories and gain further introspection on the topic. The people I talked to became so comfortable with me, and I could tell that this was probably the first time someone has ever really stopped to listen to them and what they had to say. On top of this, I went downtown to take some more photographs of the city area. I saw so much color in a lot of the areas I photographed, which reflected a lot on the interviews that I did. We see vivid contrasts of blue in the city. Blue represents community, imagination, and peacefulness. I saw those same traits in the eyes of the people I talked to, all of them being able to overcome adversity by working together and making the most of the resources they have. After compiling all of my work together, I decided to put it all in a magazine. But then I realized I was too broke to actually print a magazine, so instead I decided to put it all on a website, which is actually a better way to get the word out to a wider audience. It was also really good for me personally because it allowed me to create a website to brand my visual art. If you visit SadeIndia.com and go to the tab Live in Color, you can read all about the project. This contains the individual case studies I did, photographs, and a few words from me about bettering the community. You can also learn about the psychology of your own personal color. Amongst that, I am also selling a poster to help raise money for Bread of Life, which is the organization that allowed me to use their facilities. The poster contains a photograph taken by me and the words "Live in Color" in bold at the bottom to help raise awareness to the cause. This project has really allowed me to come to terms with my passion of influencing social change with art. I believe that art has the potential to solve or even just bring discussion to the issues that reside in our world. It is important that we, as a society, inform ourselves on things beyond our own personal exposure and work to help one another. To not just speculate and make assumptions, but to stand up and contribute to society in a way that actually makes a physical change. As Henry David Thoreau, an American philosopher, once said, "It's not what you look at that matters, it's what you see." Thank you.